Welcome to Sestra-Tainment. I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today in regards to everything entertainment. And so this week, we actually are only doing the audio.
Correct.
We are not doing the video on YouTube. So if you're looking for the video on YouTube, you won't see it there. It ain't going to be there. We'll try to get back to that next week. All right? Thank you for your understanding.
Yes.
And so on that note, sis, you are first this week.
Yes.
What you got?
Okay, so I was going to talk about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, but I feel like there's no point in beating a dead horse.
Okay.
She's not a doctor.
She's not a doctor.
Yeah.
She is. Yeah, because we did talk about that last time.
Yeah, and it was just that it's like, all right, until she proves, and she's like, I don't have to prove, so therefore it's just like, we'll take whatever you say with like a grain of salt.
Yeah, I think the thing is with her is that she literally, from what everything is that I understand, she went to school at that school. She should have access to her transcripts. Correct. Because everybody else does. She got kicked out of the school or the program based on the fact that she plagiarized part of her dissertation or whatever you have to do to finalize everything. And that's why she doesn't have the degree to be able to show, and she doesn't have anything published, because once you become a published doctor, it is your dissertation. Your dissertation is online for everybody to see and find, and then also you get a book. So you get a bound book of your dissertation. So all these doctorate people have been showing their actual bound books, and who would not have that, and who would not have pictures of themselves and all the regalia and your hat and different stuff, like with other people, your tassels, and because when you get your doctorate, it's like a different hat. It's like that kind of beret. Like a beret kind of hat. Exactly. So I mean, who would not keep all of that? Like, come on. And where's her family? That's what I want to know. Where her mama, her daddy, like cousins, sisters, brothers? Like, is she just a person who's out here with no?
Maybe she's a person that's out here with nobody. Ain't nobody saying nothing. So
it's nobody in her family. Like, oh yeah, I went to her graduation, or oh yeah, she's not a doctor.
That trick lying.
Yeah,
ain't nobody saying anything.
Nobody.
So whatever it is, she got a crew behind her. So
she's got a crew one way or the other. So all right.
But anyway,
that's
it was enough about her. But I do want to talk about the Boroughs.
The Boroughs,
on Netflix.
I was debating on if I was going to watch that.
Yeah, so The Boroughs on Netflix. It is, it's cute. It's from the creator of Stranger Things. Okay. So therefore, it gives you that Stranger Things kind of feel. Mm-hmm. So it is a bunch of older people. It's basically like the Stranger Things kids, but as adults.
But as 50s and 40s and 60s.
Basically that's kind of like how it does. It's like 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Oh, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So what it is let me go over the cast so you can know who the cast is. The cast is all-star studded out.
Okay,
you have Alfred Molina, who plays Sam Cooper. Everybody knows him. He's played Doc Ock on Spider-Man. He's played numerous other things, but that's the main thing I can remember him from. You got Alfre Woodard, who plays Judy Daniels, and then her husband is Clark Peters, who plays Art Daniels. So Clark Peters, you would know him. I believe he was on The Wire. And he was in like a whole bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. You also have Dennis O'Hare, who plays Wally Baker. He's also in this. You have, let me see, another main character, Jenna Malone.
Okay.
She plays Claire Cooper, who is the son of Sam. Not the son of Sam. I mean, the daughter of Sam Cooper. I'm trying to think of who else might be somebody that you really need to know. Oh, Seth Numrich. He plays Blaine Shaw. He has a wife, Alice Krimmelberg, who plays Annalise Shaw, and their husband and wife. You have Gina Davis, who plays Renee Joyce. You have Eric Edelstein, where you see him in a whole bunch of things. He's usually a police officer. He plays Hank Williams. Jane Kaczmarek. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She plays Lily, and she's the wife of Sam.
Okay.
And who else is in here? You got Bill Pullman, who's on here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's some good people on here. Bill Pullman plays
the cast.
Jack Willard. And that's pretty much everybody that you need to know. Other people are like, they pop up and pop out.
Okay.
So, but those are the main characters. So, basically what this is just imagine in the deserts of New Mexico, there's an area that they've made like a Vegas. But instead of it being where you can gamble, it's where you can ship off your parents when they're old.
Ah.
So now you have a senior living community in the middle of a desert. And it reminds you of the Truman Show, how everything is all set up.
Okay.
When you look at it, when they show if you look at the trailer, when they show it, like a zoom out of it, it's like a circle, and then all the houses and everything are exactly the same.
Oh, yeah.
All the way around.
Very fabricated.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So everything is like a carbon copy. So like the West and the East are carbon copies of each other.
Okay.
They do have it to where all the seniors in there do get to do fun stuff.
Okay.
It's like, we got a little carnival going on, and it's Wednesday. At 12 o'clock.
Of course. Why not?
It's a lot of seniors in there. And then besides the people who live there, the only other people who are there are the people who work there.
Okay.
There's nobody else there. There's no other neighbors.
Okay. Got it.
So it's the old people who live there.
Okay.
And then the people who work there.
Okay. Sounds
So
like the villages.
You're not going to see a child riding a bike.
Florida, where the villages of Florida is
Del
that.
Boca Vista. Yeah.
So Boca Raton.
Yeah. Boca Raton.
Yeah, but okay, cool.
So that's how that is. Now, the thing is that the slogan is, oh God, I forgot what the slogan was, but it was like a place for something for life or something like that, where you can come to live or something like that. But then it was like, but the whole thing with the slogan was like, but this is where people come to die. Like,
right.
This is the end of the road, and we're not talking boys to men.
Okay.
So,
so it's like the place to spend your final days, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's not. But it doesn't say that. It says it like, like you live life to the fullest, and it's like, but we're not living life to the fullest. We're going to stay here, and we're going to die. That's it.
Okay.
Now, how they have everything set up is, like I said, it's all carbon copy of everything, and everybody is very friendly that lives there. They're just like, hey, this is fun. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
But there are some weird things that happen at night.
Okay.
Some of the weird things that are happening. It starts off with this one lady, and this actress, you've seen her on multiple things, and she's only in here for maybe 3 minutes.
Okay.
And she plays she's always playing a mom on a show. Oh, I don't know if they'll be able to find her.
I'm trying. Not like on what kind of show has she played a mom before?
Every kind of show I can possibly think of.
I'm trying to think of a woman who.
Her name is Dee Wallace.
Dee Wallace. Okay.
Yes, this lady right here.
Okay, she's showing me a picture.
Yeah, I was saying you might have seen her before.
I wonder if it says on there like what she's played
I
on
can
before.
tell
Look at
you
her
what
IMDb.
She has been. She was the mom on E.T.
Oh, the mom on E.T.
That's
I
what
don't
it
remember
says,
the mom on E.T., but I mean, if I had to remember, it felt like so long ago.
But yeah, she's been on E.T. She's been on 911. She's been on a couple of other horror type things. But yeah, so this starts off with her. And she's going to bed. She's talking to somebody. She's having a good time. She's all smiley. She goes to bed. Then she hears this noise and she sees this creature thing. Then she runs out of the house. And while she's running out of the house and she's screaming, she looks around. This thing grabs her and pulls her back into the house. And she's holding onto the doorknob. She rips the doorknob off.
Oh, wow.
Now, lady's gone. Lady's dead. Now, her husband... They have a separate area for people with dementia.
Okay.
Now, how they have it set up for the people with dementia is if you liked waiting for the bus so you could talk to people, they have a bench in the middle of like a area inside. Like it's, so when you go to Vegas and what is it, is it Caesar's Palace where they have the clouds and everything?
Oh, yeah, it looks like outside, but you're inside.
It's exactly like that there. So they have a park bench sitting there, and it's like a bus stop, and the guy's like, oh, can you tell me what time it is? And it's like, oh, it's 11:15. Okay, thank you, because the bus comes at 12. And it's like, bro, you're sitting here at a bench, but he has dementia, so therefore, it's like they're playing into the dementia.
Okay.
They're not trying to correct what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, like...
So the people who work there are helping to have him feel like he's adding value as a person with dementia sitting at the bus stop.
There's this one lady who goes around. She was like, "Would you like some coffee?" And she gives you a mug, and inside the mug is yarn balls that she's made to make it look like coffee.
Oh.
She got a yarn spoon and stuff like that in there. So it's like everything is like whatever that was their thing that they are stuck on, that's the thing that they allow them to be stuck on.
And then they just give it to somebody who's there who knows to play along.
Yeah. Well, everybody just plays along with
Yeah.
because everybody has dementia there. So,
Oh.
So it's like a whole bunch of that. So therefore, this is like where the offices and everything are. So if you want to go to the office, you go at the dementia areas where all the nurses and everything are in the office and blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And where the medication is.
Okay.
So now that you have that, you also have where Sam is with his daughter. So Sam and his daughter, and he is trying to figure out, like, he's lost his wife. His wife has died. I think she had like a stroke and a heart attack, like right in front of them while they were dancing.
Oh, wow.
They were dancing to some song and then they had a stroke. Every time he hears the song, it takes him to a place and he has a panic attack. So, his wife has passed away. The house is gone. I think that he sold the house and everything. I think he just couldn't keep up with everything by himself. And his daughter is like, okay, Dad, let's go ahead. And we found you this great place. It's called the Boroughs, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, there's a place that I can go just to die. Like, and they're like, oh, it's going to be so great. It's going to be so amazing. You make friends. You got activities to do, different stuff. And he was like, I wish I still had my driver's license. It's like, well, you don't have your driver's license. Right. So therefore, now you have a community where you could just walk around.
Yeah, you don't have to drive anywhere because there's nothing around anyway.
Exactly. I don't even think that they grocery shop. I think everything. Well, no, they do grocery shop.
Okay.
But I think it's like a grocery store. Is all that everything is in there. It looks like something that they set up to do like a nuclear bomb test.
Yeah. So everything that you need is right there. So you don't ever have to go outside again.
No, you don't have to step outside of this area ever again. So once he gets there, he ends up now moving into the house of the lady who ripped the doorknob off because his thing grabbed her. And he's looking around and he's like, oh, what's this on the wall? What's the scratches on the wall? Come to find out, the lady's husband has dementia. And he kept saying, the owls are in the wall. And he was thinking of whatever these things are that were snatching up people. So they put him in the dementia center, and that's what he keeps saying over and over again. They're like, okay, we're trying to sedate you. You don't need to talk about this because you weren't even supposed to see it because you actually, like, you're supposed to be asleep or you were supposed to be in your dementia place and you saw something that happened that you weren't supposed to see.
Oh, so he saw what happened with his wife?
Well, not with his wife, but he did see some things that happened before, yes. So now it's them trying to, like, it's him constantly saying it over and over again, and people are just like, okay, yeah, there's owls in the wall, sure, whatever. Not paying attention to him. So when Sam moves in and he sees all these knife marks, he's like, what happened to the lady who lived here before? And they was like, oh, she passed. And they were like, he's like, yeah, but how? And they were just like, oh, I don't quite remember. And this is one lady who is a realtor. Why do you need a realtor in a community like that? But she's just showing them all this stuff around.
Are they buying the homes or are they renting them?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't say, I'm guessing if it's a community like this, I guess you would just have to rent it. If you buy it, you're still just going to be paying monthly, and then you're just going to be there to die. So I don't think you can get a 30-year mortgage when you're 80 years old. So, yeah.
Okay.
But so now it's just Sam being there. He hasn't unpacked. He does not want to be there.
Okay.
Now, his son-in-law has gotten him this golf cart that is on point because everybody around there drives golf carts because you don't need a car.
Yep.
Drive golf carts. So now he has this
and
golf
cart. You don't need a driver's license for that.
At all.
You don't even have to be a good driver.
And the golf cart has flames on it. It has it's like bright red with like orange and yellow flames and stuff going down the side of it. And Sam's like, this is amazing. This is great. I'm so glad that you got me this monstrosity. And the son-in-law's like, well, I was trying to. Like,
right. He's trying.
Yeah. So now, like, this is literally the first maybe 5 minutes of the show. So now you're going into Sam is going to meet all the other people. So now his neighbor just walks in his house. And it's like, hey, what's up, neighbor? Comes in, puts beer down. He was like, yeah, so you're unpacking, blah, 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 blah. He was like, I want to do something that's going to like introduce you to the neighborhood. So I'll have a little cookout. You just let me know when you want to do that. And I'll have some people come over, like all the cool people. They can come over and we can all get to know each other because we're all in this little cul-de-sac together.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll let you know. And then the guy's like, which is Bill Pullman's character. He's like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and take a beer for the road. I'll let you go ahead and get to whatever you're doing. He grabs 2 beers and walks out.
I'm still trying to get over the fact that Bill Pullman is old enough to be in.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
As an actor, of me thinking of these actors. But anyway, go ahead, continue.
So then it goes into him meeting different people, Sam meeting different people, and the tight knit crew is the Gina Davis, the Alfre Woodard, and so it's all of them together.
Okay,
and there is some sexual things going on with 2 characters.
Okay.
One character is married to somebody else, but she's sleeping with somebody else. So there's that's
Drama.
in there.
That sounds like The Villages too.
Oh, I mean, yeah. It just sounds like a retirement home.
Yeah,
Apparently, that's where a lot of STDs are.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But everybody has their own thing. So for Gina Davis's character, she has she does jewelry and everything, and all of her quartz crystals are gone. And she was like, somebody broke in and stole my quartz crystals. And they're just like, nobody stole your quartz. Like, how do you know you just didn't misplace them? You're older, you're forgetful. And, so she's like, oh, I don't like you. Because Gina Davis might be in her late 60s, maybe early 70s.
Got it.
And
I believe she can be old enough.
That's what I'm saying.
All of these people.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway.
So then it's like them just basically introducing all the characters.
Yeah.
What everybody does their own thing. Alfre Woodard's character, I think she used to be a journalist, and now she's investigating about different people. So she wants to know about Sam. She was like, he just moved in. He don't want to talk to nobody. So now I want to see what I can find out about him. And then she found out stuff about how his wife died and everything. Then you also have another guy, the guy who was always in all of the Ryan Murphy shows. What did I just say his name was? Was it Dennis O'Hare?
Yeah.
So then you have Dennis O'Hare, and he used to be a doctor. He's a retired doctor, but now he has cancer. So now he's there to die. He's literally there to just live out the last bit of his life. So you got his story, you got Gina Davis' story, you got Alfre Woodard's story. Alfre Woodard, she has her husband who is Art, and Art just leaves. They let Art leave. I don't know why.
Okay.
But Art's like, I'm going hiking, and he leaves the whole community. And he'll go out into the desert. Yeah. But he has like this own little place in the desert where he does stuff.
Okay.
And he also has like this crow that's like his pet that he talks to. So it's like that's his friend. That's his best friend or whatever. But he smokes a lot of weed. He does a lot of mushrooms. He is very hippie.
Okay.
Very, very hippie. But he ends up being in the desert and finding out some information that coincides with the neighborhood that they're all in. And Bill Pullman's character passes away. They're trying to figure out how this happened, what happened to him. Then it's the extraterrestrial stuff that comes into that.
That's what I was going to say. I thought that there was some.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Whatever that creature was that grabbed the woman actually ended up killing Bill Pullman's character. And now that's what starts the whole cul-de-sac to investigate.
Kind of to be like, oh, we got to, almost like how I was doing that, like Tuesday Murder Club or whatever.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
kind of like they're all getting together.
They're all getting together to try to figure it out, except for Art, because Art's just like, I don't know what y'all got going on, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Art is just like in his own world. Okay. He's growing mushrooms, he's growing weed, he's smoking weed, he's selling weed. Who's
he selling it to? The people in
the old people in the community.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
okay.
maybe some nurses, but yeah, totally away from each other. But then by the end, they all come together, and you get to find out exactly what has happened, how this has happened, and it's entertaining, but when it gets to the end, then it kind of falls off.
Huh. And it's a TV show or
It's a
movie?
TV show.
Okay.
It's a TV show. But when you get to the end, the reason that it falls off is because it's like, if I would have saw clips of things throughout the show, then I feel like I would have understood the ending better. But because you were talking about things, but you didn't show it, now when I do see it, I'm like, that doesn't fit what I was expecting, because I was expecting this, but you're giving me, like, I was expecting a horse and you're giving me a Ferrari.
Gotcha.
Like, you're giving me two totally different opposite things than what y'all are talking about and the things that I've seen from, like, you know, just the hints of things. It's like, but you're trying to give me this, but this, the ending just does not fit it properly to me. But everything that led up to it was amazing. So
Okay.
I still say to go ahead and watch it.
Do you think it'll be another series to it, or did they kind of?
No, I think that
with
might
a
be
little
it.
bow?
I don't know. I mean, they're in a senior living place, so you know, the next season is going to be somebody else dying, and I think it's
Could
just
be like Only Murders.
yeah, but no, it's. I think that it's just going to be the one season, and that's
Okay.
going to be it. I don't foresee anything else happening.
Gotcha. All right.
But that's it. Like I told you, it's called The Boroughs. You can find it on Netflix. And that's it.
Okay.
What do you have next?
So I have The Cult of Nature Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch that?
I did. I don't think I finished it. I think I watched 2 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to talk long about it because it was only a 3-episode
Yeah, it's 3 episodes,
docu-series
yeah.
or something like that. But the guy's name is Eligio. I think that's how you say it. Eligio.
Yeah,
Eligio.
yeah,
Something.
Eligio,
Elgio. Something like that. Bishop. And so basically, he is a guy who was a part of nature. Like he was just like in Costa Rica or somewhere. And
he was a barber at first and then lost his shop. That's what he was.
So he was well, they didn't go into the documentary that
Yeah.
did they? Oh
Yeah,
gosh, I
feel
didn't
that-
catch that.
I feel like they did at the beginning of where he's like how he ended up getting into that, because he already had a following
From being a barber?
from being a barber
Oh,
and
okay.
losing his job.
Okay. So he goes to Costa Rica and he proceeds to just start going on like Instagram and stuff and saying, hey, you know, we should all be one with nature. And he started just talking about, you know, in a way that made people feel like, oh, this could be a community that I could join. I feel very disconnected from nature. Life is just so busy. It's so much going on that, you know, this guy is out here and he's growing his own vegetables and he's doing his own thing, and other people are starting to join his community, and it looks like they're just have this wonderful utopia, right? And so different people, and I tried to look up the cast. They don't have the cast anywhere
because
that I
they're
can
actual
find.
real people.
They're real people, but even with that, they're not even saying what the real people's names are.
Okay,
So
I'll
anyway,
see if I look it up while
yeah, you can try. I just tried, and I can't find any of the names, and I probably should have took them down while I was watching it. But anyway, so you have that once people came, he actually ended up changing their names anyway. So maybe that's a part of why they aren't, you know, listing it. But if your name was Susie, then your name becomes something else, you know, like
Wave
every
maker or something.
Yeah, it was like interesting things that people's names were turned into, but more like spiritual or earthy kind of names, right?
Yeah.
And so it started off with him kind of being this guru that they saw, like this spiritual advisor, leader, you know, who, I can go and I can listen to him. And he's just speaking a lot of knowledge and facts and things that resonate with me as a person. And I know this because I've already watched him on Instagram and I've seen what he does and how he interacts and engages and the things he does with nature. So therefore, let me go ahead. We're going to walk with bare feet, get back to grounding and all of this kind of stuff. So then at one point, I think it was like 20 something people joined. He made it at first like, you know, hey, if you're a Black person, a minority, like come, let's all just be one. Let's do this. And then it ended up being a couple of white people that joined and all of that, right? So he's very welcoming. So what ended up happening, as these things sometimes do, it changed from being a group of people who were listening to a spiritual advisor to a cult. And it happened to the point that the people who were in it had no idea that they were in it.
It's what's called carbonation.
Yes, the cult was carbonation. It changed names a couple of times.
Melanation, carbonation.
Yeah. First it was melanation because it was the melanin. So they were like, oh, it's black people, melanation. And then it ended up changing because they got kicked out of Costa Rica and they started going like between the United States, Belize, and Costa Rica and like all these different places. I think they may have been in the DR at one point. They were just all over the place. It ended up also being that as people would come, he would say, oh, give me your driver's license, your passport, your money, like take everything. And you are now contributing to everything that we have here, as well as all of the money that we're getting from people who are investing in us in Instagram. Mm-hmm. So it was basically your money was not your own. If they needed to buy something for the group, then they could take anybody's credit card or anybody's information that he was the only one who had access to be able to purchase these things. It ended up shifting to them being very defiant when it came to the law and not necessarily feeling as though they needed to obey even visa laws, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, we got our visas to come here. It says we can be here for 6 months. If we stay a year, that's what we've been called to do. So it's fine. There was an altercation at one point where the policia was right there, like having guns drawn on them, like trying to get them to get out of a van. He was very defiant.
Yeah, it was almost like SWAT.
Yeah, and they ended up getting them out and taking them to jail and all of that. And then, you know, the one of the young guys, the white guy was like, yeah, I'm out. Like, I know our lives were almost at risk. Like what he is making us do is kind of ridiculous. But then as he changed her name, he would decide who was going to be couples too. So he would say, oh, okay, well, you, Jasmine of Mother Earth, you know, are now with him, Charles, who is Indigo God or whatever, you know, and now you two are one and you will have a ceremony and you'll be in a relationship. And some people were still seeing this stuff on Instagram and still wanting to come and be a part of it and experience it. So they would show these kind of like side videos of people saying, you know, I just saw it and he was speaking of Earth and all of this, you know, spiritual stuff. And I knew I needed to have something was missing for me in a community. So therefore I just went ahead and I joined him. I didn't even tell my family. I just packed up all my stuff and went. And when I got there, they told me that I was marrying this person and that we were going to do some type of ceremony, and now I'm with this guy. But then how the tides change, because eventually it became everything from the guys now being in one house, all the women being in another house. But guess where Nature Boy was?
In a house with the ladies.
The house with all the ladies. And then he was having a relationship with all the ladies. And then the ladies were fighting over who was going to be with him. And then he picked one of them to be his queen, quote unquote, that he took from another guy who they were really seemed to care for each other. But Nature Boy put certain things in her head and she ended up not being with that guy and started being with Nature Boy, because that was one of the relationships where they did truly choose each other and they weren't just partnered together.
Yeah.
She ended up getting pregnant by Nature Boy. So now she has a child by Nature Boy, and she felt like, gosh, this makes me like he treated her worse during the pregnancy and after than he did before the pregnancy.
But he wanted her to be pregnant.
He wanted to share his seed. And so therefore there's drama that goes into that. He would make the women fight each other. So they would just be fighting and kicking and the whole 9 yards, pulling each other's hair, all that craziness. He would make the men drink bodily fluids from him.
Yeah, what? That was...
Yeah, so
he was straight Diddy with that. He
was doing a lot of insane things. And the crazy part is these people, as they're talking to the camera, every time it was something that they probably did, but they didn't want to admit to doing, that they would say, then he would make the people who were his believers do this, and they would drink it, and they this, and they that. And I'm like, you were there. So you're saying they, but I think you're talking about yourself too. You just don't want to say, I don't know how I fell for it. I don't know how I go from being a normal, functioning adult who is living my life and working my job to following this cult guy, giving him all my money, doing what he tells me to do, drinking what he tells me to drink, and not questioning anything. And it sounds like the way this nature boy operated was that when you put people in a certain situation where they are listening to you. I don't know if it got to his ego before they all got there. It seemed to me that it morphed more and more as they got there and they all were idolizing him, that he became more and more of who he actually was, right?
Yeah.
So, so my sister did look up some of the information. So you had Chantel Coleman, Janae Newell, Erica Carroll, and Aaron Pixon. So Aaron, I think, was the one who was had the fro kind of hair, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right?
I don't remember what that.
Yeah, I can't remember who was who either. I feel like one of them was the one who was the queen. One of them was the one who left everything, including her family, and came to be there. And I feel like Aaron was the one who was an early person.
The dude who was the light-skinned dude.
Yep, he was an early person to come and be a part of it and was kind of with it the whole time. And even when he would see women get abused and things like that, he was so mind conditioned that he would just say, well, she must have done something because otherwise our fearless leader wouldn't be doing this to her unless she did something. So that's just how he had indoctrinated so many people into
he's brainwashed them so fast.
Yeah.
It's like you brainwash them just by doing live streams, and then you get your hooks in them to come to you.
Right.
And then once they get to you, then your whole job there, once you get there, your whole entire job is to not do anything but stream how excellent and amazing this is in trying to get more people to come.
Right. And then what happens is that some of the people were smart enough to kind of pick up on what was going on and would see that he would maybe spit on somebody or hit somebody or whatever. And they were like, dude, what are you doing? This is they were fans. And then they became like, no, we are really worried about these people
once they got kicked out of, where'd they get kicked out of? Costa Rica?
Costa Rica was one of the places.
Yeah.
And
once they got back into the United States, in Texas, once they got back in, we're in Texas in that big house, that's when everything really started. He started to change everything about himself, because now from him being so nature boy, now he's he got grills in his mouth. He is more he went from being one with nature to now being straight up what people would think a black revolutionary person would be. Yeah. Where it was just always wearing all black, having, down talking about a lot of different people, the people who was there with him, the people who he was talking to,
he would just talk
he would be like, you know what,
them.
Hey, you smack her, and then one lady would smack another lady, and then it was like, okay, now you're gonna fight, and then it was like they had the whole fight and they recorded, and all this stuff was being shown. So I think that's what it was that the worse that he got, the more that it was being shown, and it was being shown from all of them, not just him. It was all of the members are supposed to be live streaming at the same time and being able to get people in. So I think once you have that and you have more followers, you got all these other people who have followers as well. So
yeah, and I think the thing is that they talked about how he would do certain things on live, every single part of his day, basically, he live streamed. And that was what was bringing in money. But at the same time, he was so warped in his thinking, he wasn't putting together that people can call the cops and have them come to that house based on the fact that you're live streaming that people are beating up other people. And that's what would happen. The cops just kept coming there because people who were watching the live streams would call the police and say, hey, check the welfare, welfare checks constantly.
Checks always,
And so he was into this routine of just knowing how to talk to them. And then all the people wouldn't say anything, because if they said something, then they are going to be ostracized within their own community once cops leave. So they didn't want everything to fall apart. But you're right. It goes from being this nature to then being like, you're living in the suburbs. Where's the nature part?
There's no nature. All the nature is gone. Now you're just in the house, and it went from free-spirited to militant.
Right. Exactly.
That's where
how
it
changed. It was like, you have to say this, and yes, God of such and such and such. Blah, blah, blah. Like they had these whole scripts. And
how you become a god all of a sudden?
Now he's got headdress on when they're out in like nature, when they were out there. Then you have the women with no tops on, and they're like standing there like they are your armor bearers or something, like, and fanning you and everything. It was it was very, very
give me a
weird.
strawberry. And it's like, somebody gave him a strawberry, and he smacked. He was like, did I say I wanted that end of a strawberry? What? Like, bro, you wanted a strawberry. And this person put it in your mouth, and now you mad that they put the strawberry in your mouth.
Exactly. So that was the thing. It was just like his ego just went to the next level and the next level and the next level. And he had no remorse or anything once they finally, one lady did end up saying that she was assaulted by him prior to her wanting to leave. And that even became questionable, where people were like, she really wasn't trying to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, and I think the reason is that she was getting ready to leave.
Yeah, we're getting ready to
get into the Uber. And then he asked her to come into a room or whatever. He assaulted her, and then she ended up leaving and going into the Uber. But she was like saying, basically, you're so conditioned, you feel like you can't say no to certain things, even though I knew I needed to go and I needed to get out. But it was still all that conditioning in you. And it was almost like, this is what I need to do to get out. But it still wasn't consensual, kind of situation. So
because he was like, let me just do this one more time. And then she was like, ugh.
Exactly. As opposed to,
and she was like, well, I knew that if I said no, of us being in this closed door room, he would have beat the crap out of me.
What choice do you have?
But so then I'll just go ahead and lay here, and then just let him do it here. We'll do his business, as they say in The Color Purple. And then she could go ahead and leave.
Yeah, but you still had where people victim blamed her and saying, "But you."
But it's always the woman who is the victim is always the one who is in the wrong, because it's like, well, you laid down. It's like, yeah, but he forced himself on me. I can't just lay down.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Oh, well, what were you wearing?
Well,
exactly. What were you doing?
Yeah.
Well, how promiscuous were you being? Like, and it's like, oh my God, can people just control themselves?
Why he just keep his thing in his pants, and we wouldn't be here right now.
We wouldn't have these
That's
issues.
all that had to happen.
Exactly. So based on that scenario, her getting out, she did file charges, and that's how he ended up having, charges against him, and people who were a part of it that weren't any longer were able to testify and do all of that, including the woman that had the baby with him. And so, but he still has followers to this day. There are still people who are kind of like...
The people were outside of the courtroom was like, it's looking good, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, y'all have lost your mind.
Yeah, they're still
you see all of this
person.
My thing is, if the people who, like, if there's multiple people who are inside of this organization, because you can't call it a cult, because I'm saying, like, at the time when he was doing it, it wasn't a cult.
Oh, okay.
It was just an organization.
Supposedly. It was a cult. It just wasn't seen as a cult by the people. Yeah.
So, but it was like, if you are seeing multiple people are leaving and saying stuff that is happening, and you are seeing this stuff, I don't understand why you're saying, they're lying.
Yeah.
Did you just see it on the live 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, but some people may see it and just be like, I'm not saying that they're lying. I'm just saying that they should protect this brother at all costs. And he is not doing everything as bad as they're trying to say that he is. There's certain things that people will say to themselves to justify what they are seeing. I mean, we see it today in politics. We see it today in everything. So there's things that people will say to justify what it is when they feel as though the person is in alignment with their desires, their agenda, whatever would work.
The thing that got to me was like when one of the ladies was like, "Oh yeah, we were eating fruits and things like that," but we also had to make sure that he ate steak And
oh yeah, he was eating the best.
He was eating the best of the best. He eating
salmon, lobster, steak, the whole 9 yards, and they were eating basically scraps from the garden.
Exactly. It's like, I'm eating this papaya that fell out of the tree 3 weeks ago.
Right. Exactly. And it was like, but that's what it was. He was our king. He was supposed to. He was going around saying he was God. Yeah. So therefore, Jesus reincarnated or something. So, of course he has to have the best of the best because he is our spiritual enlightenment and leader and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, but why is he smacking you across the face?
Yeah. And why is he getting somebody else to smack you?
Right. Yeah. It is twisted. Now,
very
the
much
other thing that they were talking about too, which I was like, wow, this is kind of interesting. And then I said I wasn't going to talk about it long, and here we go 10 minutes later. But one of the things that I had seen too, where they said that there are certain people, like how he and R. Kelly and different people kind of have this look. That they have these same type of features and strongness of like either like the eyes, the eyebrows, the jaw, the whatever. And that people who have those distinct type features are people who are more dispositionally or what do they call it? Anyway, but they are more likely to have situations in which people see them as, oh, they're attractive, they're this, they're that, and I'll follow whatever it is that they're saying, but their agenda within their own minds is
because
not.
They're gotten big-headed and
and it's like, so there's there's certain people that others find, and it's like the attractiveness of that person is what draws people in and makes people want to be close to them and want to potentially follow them, not realizing that that person's agenda is going to be about themselves and their ego and their wants. So on that note, it's the Cult of Nature Boy. It's on Hulu. I didn't mention that, but it is on Hulu, and watch it or not.
Yeah.
All right. What you got, sis?
Did we talk about the crash?
No.
The Crash. Let me tell you something. Okay.
I just saw it the first time just a little bit ago.
Have you seen it?
I haven't.
Oh,
I just saw the...
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
The Crash, girl is...
It's about a real story?
This is a real story. So it's a documentary about a young woman. Hold on. Let me pull up her information.
Okay.
So The Crash is, I don't know if you heard about, a teenage girl drove 100 miles an hour into a building, killing her boyfriend and his friend.
Yes, I think I did hear something about that.
So
that was since COVID, or what was that? When was that?
I think that happened after COVID.
I mean, like since 2020 is what I meant.
Yes,
gotcha.
Yes. So the young lady who did this is Mackenzie Shrilla.
Yeah, she was going like down a straight stretch.
No, it wasn't a straight stretch.
It wasn't.
That's why they're saying, but like, you trying to say you innocent, but evidence says otherwise.
Okay.
All right. So you have Mackenzie Shrilla. She is dating Dominic Russo.
Okay.
Dominic is a little bit older than her. So Mackenzie is 17 or 18, and Dominic is 20.
Okay.
Dominic has a friend, Davion Flanagan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rosie is Mackenzie's friend. And then you have Natalie and Steve Shrilla. Both of them need to be smacked in the face and put in a jail.
Okay.
You have Frank Russo, which is Dominic's father, Christine Russo, who is Dominic's sister. You have Scott Flanagan, who is the adoptive father of Davion, and then his sister, Dave.
Okay.
I don't know how to DeVay.
Okay.
Dave and A or something like that.
Right.
But that's his sister. So those are the main ones. You also got like some police officers and stuff like that in there too. But in this documentary, Mackenzie and her boyfriend were supposed to be this cute couple or whatever. And there's a couple of reasons how this all went wrong.
Okay.
It's definitely Mackenzie's fault by way of her parents.
Oh, okay.
Her and Dominic had a very back and forth relationship. On again, off again.
Yeah,
but
heard that.
It was all her. For me watching this documentary, I don't see how anybody else didn't pick this up, but it seemed like Mackenzie knew that Dominic sold drugs.
Okay.
and Dominic wanted to break up with Mackenzie.
Okay.
Now, this is my understanding. This is not what happened in the documentary.
Okay.
Please, this is my understanding.
Okay.
Everybody.
Allegedly, this is what you're feeling.
This is how I feel.
Okay.
Now, Dominic's wanting to break up with Mackenzie. Mackenzie's like, well, if you break up with me, I'm going to go to the police.
About you selling
drugs,
gotcha.
and now you're going to go to prison. You're going to go to prison
forever.
Yes.
To be with me.
Correct.
Okay.
That's how I'm getting this. And the whole reason why I'm saying that he sold drugs and everything is because there was a party that happened the night that the accident actually happened.
Okay.
Well, the accident happened at like 5 o'clock in the morning, but so the night leading up to the accident, that night there was a party. They said it wasn't really a party. It was just a get together. A bunch of friends sitting around. They were watching movies. They were hanging out like inside, outside the house or whatever. So this is a group of friends all together in this house.
Okay.
I don't think there might have been a little bit of alcohol. There was weed and mushrooms. Now, in the text message that the best friend, what's her name? But the best friend Rosie sends to Mackenzie is, well, it's late and y'all are coming over. Like, we don't really have anything here, but we can buy some weed off of Dominic. So that tells me right there, Dominic is a drug dealer. Dominic is dealing drugs. Dominic doesn't just have drugs that he's just going to sell to people.
Right.
Like, Dominic's like that. Also, Dominic's 20 years old, lives by himself, and apparently has a lot of money. He's doing well for himself.
Gotcha.
His father said, well, he was really into crypto and was into selling vapes. Selling vapes, that means that he's probably selling weed vapes. Okay. Now, when it comes to Davion was a young kid who was friends with Dominic, but he was a football kid. He was going to go far, but he ended up getting injured playing for high school football, messed up his knee so that he could not be, part of, like, he wasn't as strict as with his body, I guess. So then he started hanging out with different people. I think him hanging out with Dominic kind of like changed him up to where now he's smoking weed and hanging out and drinking or whatever. Now, Dominic has his own house, and Mackenzie lives with him while she's still in high school, though. Here's my thing. Her parents say, well, we knew that Mackenzie was mature enough that she could go be at 17, that she can go live with Dominic.
That's ridiculous.
Absolutely. Then another thing that the father says was that Mackenzie always got in trouble. People were always saying that Mackenzie did this, Mackenzie did that. So one time, when she kept getting kicked out of school or whatever. So when one of the principal had called her and asked her, he asked her, hey, did you do this? She said, no. He said, and I know when my child's lying. So I said, that does it for me. She didn't do it. Get in the car. Let's go. So you were just enabling.
Yeah,
your child.
They knew she was trouble and they just said, you know what? So we don't have to deal with her. Let her go live with Dominic.
No.
You don't think so?
That is not what it is. Her parents enabled her entire life.
And so therefore she just felt like I can get away with this, I can get away with that.
Yeah, because mommy and daddy are always going to fix it.
They're always going to fix it.
They're always going to be able to fix it.
That puts her behind the wheel of a car feeling like, well, whatever I do, mom and dad are going to fix it.
Well, there was also a recording of Mackenzie arguing with Dominic saying, something like I'll kill both of us.
Yeah.
Type thing. There's a recording that they have from Dominic's phone after he passed away of him. I think they went to somewhere and he stayed at an Airbnb, and there's a recording that you can hear Mackenzie outside the door yelling and screaming, saying that she's going to call the cops, saying, you don't want me to call the cops. You know why, blah, 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 blah. And they're back and forth. He was like, can you just leave? And he's all he's very monotone, like, Mackenzie, can you just go? Just stop. Don't do stop.
Why did I date you in the first place?
Exactly.
And her parents thought she was mature. So they said.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Then they also showed her social media. Her social media is like, she will post something and then somebody will be like, oh, I don't like that outfit. Then she calls that person all kinds of names. It's like, so because somebody says they don't like your outfit, now you are going to call them
all
basically
these names,
all these crazy names. And cursing and flicking off cameras, flicking off teachers, cussing out teachers, beating up kids at school, smacking kids and stuff like that. So she is just a problem child. Now, they get to the part where it's the court case. Actually, let's back up. When the actual accident happens, She goes through a stop sign, hits the corner of a building, hits it on his side of the car, not her side. So
not even in the middle.
Yeah,
like
no,
not even in the middle of the
no.
car, right?
No, she hits it on his side of the car. So the car was, when they showed the
poor
video
friend
of
just
it,
got
it looked like
in
a
the
sardine can.
Right, and the poor friend just got in the car with them.
Yeah, because they were all together.
Yeah.
They were all together. And actually, one of the other friends who was at the house was like, yeah, he was supposed to come over to my house to help me work on something. And I was like, well, look, it's already morning. Like, do you just want to come with me when I leave here? You just want to come with me? And he was like, he was originally going to do that. And then he was like, nah, I need to go home and take a shower, maybe take a little nap, and then I'll come. So that's how he ended up leaving with Dominic and Mackenzie, because he was going back to Dominic's house. Now that is very sad.
Yeah, and he's probably sitting in that car hearing them argue or whatever was going on.
Well, this is where the thing is, when they get to the actual court case and they pull the evidence of the car. So when you have computers in your car, it shows everything.
Everything.
So it shows how fast you were going, when you hit the brakes, when you didn't hit the brakes, when you're in reverse, park, neutral, all of that.
Yeah.
So they show the road. The road is kind of bendy.
Okay.
It's not sharp curves. It's not like the devil's, tail or whatever.
Backbone or whatever that is. Called, yeah.
But it is still kind of curvy. And she had to have gone around a curve and then hit 100 miles per hour within a short distance, which they were like, there's no way possible. From where they have the camera from the light, the traffic light, they see her showing her pull, like to take a turn onto that road, regular speed.
Okay. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, somewhere between, I think it's like 2 miles, somewhere within that mile or 2 miles,
gunning it.
Now the record of the car shows it was foot on the gas, nonstop.
Didn't even brake.
No brake. Also, car in neutral, car and drive, car in neutral, car and drive, car in neutral, car and drive. Like somebody was trying to stop her.
Oh, putting it in neutral.
Putting it in neutral.
Slow down, Mackenzie, stop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You put it in neutral, as soon as you hit the gas, it's just putting your RVMs up. It's just revving it. It's not going anywhere. So it was like that.
He's smart enough to know to at least try to do that to stop her.
Yes, but it was like split seconds of neutral and then like up to drive and then neutral and then to drive. So it was like that back and forth, and then it goes into the accident. So the mother said, yes, my daughter has POTS. She's on the stand. She was like, yeah, my daughter has POTS. And it was like, so you thought it was okay for you to take your daughter to DMV to get her a license when she has POTS? POTS is supposed to be something where you just all of a sudden black out, pass out.
Okay. Yeah, you can't get a driver's license if you have.
And she said, well, I thought that she had already gotten it under control when I went to go take her to get her license.
She didn't even have her license that long.
Yeah, she's
17.
Like
17. 15 to 17. Come on.
16, 17, that's it.
Well, because you're by yourself. I mean, you can start with driving at 15 and something, 6 months or whatever. Yeah.
So her mother saying that, her mother is so stupid. Her mother got up and said, her father didn't say anything, but her mother got up and said, now, is there any way that we can lighten the sentence for her, because we feel very bad about what happened to Dominic? So we get that part of the sentencing. But Davion, she hasn't really known that long.
What?
And they were like, wait, what? Like, you can hear people in the courtroom be like, what? Huh?
So her killing somebody she didn't know is supposed to...
Yeah.
That's like saying, I ran somebody over I didn't know. Do I get a lighter
sentence? And the judge
was
like, I don't understand. Like, so you're trying to say
that
this
need to go on trial.
That's what I'm saying. The parents, that's what says she's guilty by way of the parents.
Yeah.
The parents are the one who created this monster.
Yeah. But she is a monster.
She is a monster. And it is...
And she's probably in jail wreaking havoc.
Oh, I don't know, because now she's in jail and now she looks like she's Puerto Rican, Dominican. She might be black or something like that. They show
but
her.
I'm saying that
they show her in it. They show her in it, and they show her, and she's talking and everything. And I looked at something on YouTube where somebody was like doing the reading the body language,
yeah,
and was like, the looking down and over to different sides. A lot of time when she was saying stuff, she was shaking her head no while saying it, and they're like, if you're saying something that is truthful and you shake your head no, that is automatically saying you're lying.
Yeah, that's saying
your body does not.
Yes, I absolutely. And your head's going like, a whole other way.
Yeah, because it was like we would have been married right by now and would have had kids, but her head shaking the whole time. Was like, you know
yeah.
that he was trying to break up with you.
Right. Exactly. 100%.
But yeah, but yes, she comes and she got a little side swoop bang that's like glued to her forehead.
Not that bang gang.
Yeah, that bang yang. She got a ponytail that's in a bun that sits on top of her head.
Oh,
and she got like makeup on, and like some lipstick and stuff like that. But I'm just like, yeah, she's.
But see, this is the thing. She's manipulative.
Yes.
And she's probably a master manipulator with her parents,
know.
potentially with her parents.
With her parents,
I don't know.
yes.
But that may have her feeling like if I go to jail, I'm already used to manipulating things and getting my way with Dominic because I can threaten him and say that I was going to do this for him. My parents, because they were putty in my hands. If I'm going to prison and I need to acclimate, then how do I go about doing something in a certain way to make it so that I can manipulate the situation and people won't come after me?
Yeah.
So that's probably what it is. She knew if she walked in there as some little like white girl who killed all these people, you know, and knowing that like so because what Davion, is that what his name was?
Davion,
he was what, black?
Yes, he was. I think he was mixed. He was mixed race.
Okay, and then what about Dominic?
Dominic was white.
Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out like if there was Italian or
like some
other type of ethnicity with that.
Yeah, like that.
But I'm just thinking
the sister definitely gave me New Jersey Italian.
Okay, got it.
When I saw Dominic's sister, I was like, that is definitely like.
Yeah, so that's what I was
like,
just trying to think if she's just like, all right, I gotta, I'm in here with people who might be of the race that I just killed 2 people of. So therefore, let me go ahead and try to figure out
I don't know
how I fit in.
I don't know.
Because how she go to like hair swoops and like looking like a Jersey girl.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
Much.
But yeah, her talking and everything. And then, so they asked her, so she said that she blacked out and she doesn't remember anything that happened.
Well, any time people have accidents, though, a lot of people don't remember.
No, she's 100%. Saying from her turning from the traffic signal where they saw her turning. Like, once I turned, I just blacked out and I don't remember anything until I woke up in the hospital. And then it was like, that's why the mom had said she had POTS. Now, this is another thing. When they asked her, well, what do you actually think happened when, you were knocked out? And she was like, well, all of the evidence shows that, and she just says, like, it's like her and her lawyer said, if they ask you this question, this is what you said.
Yeah.
She said, well, the evidence shows that I had a medical emergency and I blacked out and
my foot must have just accidentally
No. It wasn't it was you could tell this was written out by like a paralegal.
Oh, gotcha. Like how? Yeah.
The evidence shows that I had a medical emergency. And that's what caused me to rear into the building.
Oh, rear.
Yeah. But wait. And then after she says that, she looks over to her lawyer. She's like, was that good? Is that okay? Is that good? At the end of the interview.
Ridiculous.
So, yeah.
And how does that explain how
somebody in jail need to hit her with a 2-piece because she ain't never been punched in the mouth and she needs to be punched in the mouth.
But like, how do you bob and weave and all of that kind of stuff up the curvy road, but yet you had a medical emergency?
Exactly.
You should have hit a tree long before that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, this does not add up. Yes. Doesn't make sense. And who knows? Like, I mean, they have TVs in there. Maybe somebody's going to see this and be like, oh, that's that chick that's in here right now. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not,
that girl from Cell Block 4.
I'm not wishing harm on anybody. I'm just saying that, All right. Well.
But it was, I watched it and I was just like, I can't believe that this is actually a documentary where people think that she's like innocent.
Yeah.
How can her parents think that she's innocent?
Yeah, so there's still people today who from that documentary think she's innocent?
I mean, her friend thinks that she's innocent.
Some of
the younger kids think that she's innocent. And for a while, the crazy thing is that I think Davion's family was there sitting on her side.
Until they weren't.
Until they heard more stuff, and it was like,
she had already
want to do that. Oh, So now we're hearing the real facts.
Yeah, and then they moved over to the
and
other
then they're
side.
like, oh yeah, no, she got to go.
Oh my God.
got
She
to
probably had already went to them, talked to them, said whatever.
I think her parents
blah, blah, blah.
did, but then also, but it was like from when she was in the hospital. That's where they got the information. When all the parents went to the hospital,
Yeah.
and they found out everything that happened.
Yeah.
She was like, she's in a coma. Like, well, not she's in a
Yeah.
coma, but she's sedated. She has all of this broken. Blah 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 blah. So they just talked about, oh, it was just an accident.
Yeah.
And then the evidence came out, and they was like, oh no, she killed them.
Yeah, she intentionally
killed two
But see, the
children.
thing is that in her mind, because she's so twisted, she probably didn't even give Davion a second thought.
No,
it
no,
was all
absolutely.
about
Yeah.
going after him.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe the two of them just dying together, and
Yeah.
oh well, he's in the back. Sorry
Yeah,
for
exactly.
him.
He just
Like,
collateral damage.
Yes, I don't
Yeah.
think that she even remotely thought
No.
of, hey, you shouldn't even ride with us right now.
Because from what they show from Davion's cell phone records was that he was like on the phone scrolling on like some social media. He was on social media. On
going 100 miles an hour.
Davion was sitting in the back seat.
Yeah, I'm
He
saying.
but I don't know. They showed that that's what he was doing before I guess right when they were made that turn.
I would have been calling mama, daddy, somebody.
Oh,
had
speaking
my
of mama.
phone,
Speaking of
recording
mama.
what's happening.
What's his name? Dominic had called his mom before and said, I need you to come pick me up off the side of the highway. She's about to kill us both.
What?
Yeah, so it's like
So he was on the side of the highway at one point?
No, they don't go into exactly what happened with that, but they're just talking about, the mother was talking about, yeah, well, I got this from my son. I've heard this recording from my son. I've heard this, I've heard that. So it was like, yeah, there's something wrong with that little girl.
Right.
That's what most of the people were thinking. But for anybody, like, I don't know, her parents, like, please God, don't let them ever be able to adopt, or please don't.
And she was the only child?
Yes.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah,
who
I
else?
believe,
did
I
they-
believe so. They ain't show nobody else. But yeah, so that was just the crash. Watch it and it will rage bait the heck out of you.
On Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix. It's rage baiting.
Yeah,
Literally,
I
it's
can
rage
believe
baiting.
it. I can believe it. All right. Well, the last thing that I have is something quick, but it's a rest in peace to Peabo Bryson.
Oh yeah, Peabo.
So
I did hear
Peabo
about that.
passed away, and I think people probably don't realize that he had as many hits as he had. I think people know, like, if you think about it, you have A Whole New World. Like, he sung on that, like,
exactly, yeah.
A Whole New World, and it's like, oh my gosh, people sung that. And then Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, see,
He
yeah.
sung with Celine Dion. Like, and I don't think people realize, like, Peabo really was,
Yeah, he was that dude.
That dude, who was singing with
He was
all
singing
these-
with Disney movies.
He was singing everything. Tonight, I celebrate my love
Yeah.
for you. And then he had, what else he had? He said, if ever you're in my arms again.
It sounds like, you know what this sounds like? Lifetime presents
Exactly. It's like the
R&B special of Peabo Bryson.
Baby, can you stop the rain
From falling. Yeah.
Can you take? Okay, anyway. Then he had, I'm so into you. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, I mean, it was like, it was so many hits.
The
that he
90s,
had.
it was Peabo. Peabo was everywhere in the 90s.
He in the 70s, in the 80s, and in the 90s. Like, he was
Well, I guess
everywhere.
for me.
From your perspective, right.
Because I feel like all those songs were like in the
A lot of them were the
late
80s and 90s,
right?
Yeah, exactly. But I think they had one of his first songs was from 77.
Yeah.
Like, he had Feel the Fire was one song. I don't think it's the Feel the Fire. I don't know if it was. Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, it probably was that like a different version of it. But he had that. And then he just had songs after songs after songs. He had albums after albums after albums, and I don't think that he got the celebration that he
didn't get his
deserved
flowers.
for everything that he had done. And so, anyway, I just wanted to give a quick R.I.P.
Rest in peace to Peabo.
to Peabo Bryson, and Yeah, that is kind of it. And he did win 2 Grammys, though. So he did get recognition from the fact of being Grammys from singing the 2 duet songs from
from
the 2 Disney
Disney
movies.
movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, he ended up having a stroke and passed away. So,
That's sad.
yeah, and has a young child. Like he has a young wife,
I
and
believe
then
that.
has the young child who's like, I don't know, maybe 6, 5, something like that. So anyway, all right. On that note, I think that is it for this week's episode of Sestra-Tainment. Have a great rest of your week. Take care of yourself and each other, and we'll talk next time. Bye. 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 I almost messed up.